Hello students, now in this video we will start the next unit number 7, that is dual nature of radiation and matter. So in this unit we will discuss about the photoelectric effect and other experimental effect related to the photoelectric effect, and after that we will discuss the Einstein equation and so on. So first of all we want to discuss here about the meaning of the dual nature of radiation. The meaning of dual nature radiation means the radiations behave the two types of nature. Number one is the wave nature and number two is the particle nature. So wave nature, on the behalf of the wave nature, we can explain the interference of light, diffraction of light and polarization of light. Such type of phenomenon can be explained on the behalf of the radiation, on the behalf of the wave nature of the radiation, because in this situation the interaction of the radiation takes place with the radiations, and then we can explain the phenomenon on the behalf of the wave nature of the light. And second thing is the particle nature. In the particle nature, we have to explain here the photoelectric effect, Compton effect. These effects can be explained on the behalf of the particle nature of the light. So in these effects, the radiations interacted with the metal surface, with the matter, then the phenomenon can be explained on the behalf of the particle nature of the light. So there are the two types of that is behavior of the light we can explain here. That is, one is the wave nature and next is the particle nature. So if a one radiation shows the two types of nature, means wave nature and particle nature, so we can say that the radiations shows the dual nature of radiation. So they shows the two types of behavior. So one is, that is known as dual nature of radiation. Dual means two types of nature, that is dual nature of the radiation. Now after that we want to discuss here, the first is, what is photoelectric effect? Now photoelectric effect, it is the phenomenon of ejection of the electron from the metal surface when the light of sufficiently high frequency is incident on the metal surface. It means sufficiently high frequency means if the frequency is less than the nature of the particular metal, then the electron will not be ejected, and such behavior was explained by the scientist Hallwach. So Hallwach given an idea, when the radiations are incident, means ultraviolet radiations are incident on the metal surface, so metal loses its negative polarity, so electrons are ejected, and such phenomenon is known as photoelectric effect. That was first of all explained by the scientist Hallwach. So on the behalf of that we can explain the definition of the photoelectric effect, and that is the phenomenon of ejection of electron from the metal surface when the light means ultraviolet light of sufficiently high frequency falls on the metal surface is known as photoelectric effect. So this is the first effect, and after that we have to discuss here the experimental study of the photoelectric effect. Now to explain that experiment, so that experiment first of all is established by the scientist Leonard in 1900, and he gives an idea about that experiment. In this idea he established an experiment, and in this experiment, this is the one glass tube here, and this glass tube having a one window through which the incident radiation can be entered in the glass tube. It's a evacuated glass tube, and the two electrodes are fitted here. One is the E, that is called emitter, Next is a C, that is called collector. It is also named as anode. And this is the window through which the incident radiations will be reach up to the emitter. Now these two electrodes, E and C, means emitter and collector, are connected with the voltmeter and a microampere meter. Now it is connected here, and after that potential divider is connected here in between, that parallel to the voltmeter, and a high tension battery is connected here parallel to this potential divider. So that potential can be divided of this battery which is connected here with the help of rheostat. So it's a rheostat RH is connected here, and it's a high tension battery that is connected here. So this is the establishment of the experiment. Now when the potential is applied by the battery, and we have to consider it, first of all, suppose this collector is, first of all, it is positively charged as compared to the emitter. So when the incident radiations are, radiations are incident on the emitter, so these radiations are absorbed by the emitter and electron ejected from the emitter, and these electrons will move from the emitter towards the collector. Collector has the ability, because it is positively charged, has the ability to absorb the negatively charged, so electrons are absorbed by it, and photoelectric current is flowing in the circuit. Now this is the one case. Now second case is, if this collector is negatively charged as compared to the emitter, means it is more negative as compared to the emitter. So what will be happen? So when the ultraviolet radiations are incident on the emitter, so electrons are ejected, and these electrons are ejected, they move from the emitter to the collector, because it is less negative as compared to this. So the electrons will be reach on the collector, means those electrons will reach on the collector having the sufficiently kinetic energy. So those electrons having the more kinetic energy, they will reach on the collector, and the collector will be negatively charged. So the situation is that when more and more electrons are reached on the collector, so collector will be more and more negatively charged, and the photoelectron current will be decreasing continuously due to increasing the negative polarity of the collector by absorbing more and more electron. So a potential difference is produced in between them, that is known as retarding potential. So this retarding potential, that will come in action, means it due to this fewer and fewer electron will reach on the collector, means the number of electrons which will be reached on the collector, that number will be decreased due to this retarding potential, and then the current which is flowing in the external circuit will be decreased, and a condition is reached when the collector is more and more negatively charged as compared to the emitter. Now in that condition, the electron will not be reached on the collector, and no current is flowing in the circuit. So when the current will not be flowing in the circuit, now the retarding potential which is acting between the emitter and the collector is known as stopping potential, and it is denoted by V0. So stopping potential means it is that retarding potential which is acting between the emitter and collector. Then the electron will not be reached on the collector, so photoelectric current will not be flowing in the external circuit due to this retarding potential, and such retarding potential is known as stopping potential. Now in that situation, the electron having the maximum kinetic energy, because a cloud of the electron will be collected here near the emitter, and these electron clouds will not be reached on the collector due to the stopping potential. so that the energy of the electron will be maximum, and they are having the maximum kinetic energy, and then instead of that the electron will not be reached on the collector. It means the work done by the stopping potential, it will be equal to the maximum kinetic energy of the electron, which will be ejected from the emitter. Now in that situation, the maximum kinetic energy of the electron will be 1 by 2 mv square maximum. That kinetic energy will be equal to the work done by the stopping potential, and that will be equal to EV naught. EV naught formula can be find out since potential V equal to W upon Q. Here is Q, it is charge, and here is charge in terms of the electron. So it can be replaced by W upon E, and because stopping potential is V naught, therefore W from this formula W equal to EV naught. So this is the work done. So this work done EV naught will be equal to 1 by 2 mv square maximum, since electronic charge on the electron is constant. Therefore stopping potential V naught is always directly proportional to the maximum kinetic energy of the electron ejected from the metal surface. So this is the one explanation in which we have to study about the photoelectric effect. When the photoelectric phenomenon takes place, then the stopping potential will come in action, and that stopping potential is always directly proportional to the maximum kinetic energy of the electron ejected from the emitter when the ultraviolet radiation incident on it. So this is the one experimental study of the photoelectric effect, and after that the next part we'll discuss in the next video. Okay, thank you very much.